everyone. In previous session we have seen about aggregate properties and testers part 2. In today's session we are going to see about admixtures in concrete. Before going to the topic, we have to know what is meant by admixtures. Admixtures are nothing but it is a material used as a concrete ingredient other than cement, aggregate and water that are added to the concrete before or during the mixing to alter the properties of the concrete. Admixtures is majorly classified into two types. One is chemical admixture, another one is mineral admixtures. A chemical admixture is any chemical additive to the concrete mixture to alter the properties of the concretes in the fresh or hardened state. A chemical admixtures are accelerators, retarders, plasticers, superplasticers, waterproofer. Let's see accelerator. Accelerating admixtures are used to accelerate the rate of hydration and strength development of concrete at an early ages. The strength development of concrete can be accelerated by various methods as using type 3 or high Hurley strength cement, lowering the water cement ratio by 60 to 120 kg per meter cube of additional cement to the concrete, or using water reducers, or curing at high temperatures. Accelerators designated as type C under ASTM C494. Some commonly used accelerators are calcium chloride, soluble carbonates, silicates, fluorosilicates, organic compound such as triethylamine. Let's see the effect of accelerator on concrete properties. It is used to reduce the bleeding and segregation of concrete. It is used to increase the rate of gain of strength of concrete, which is used to early removal of formwork and early load of applications. It reduced the production time to attain the given quality of concrete. It increased the production time against the freezing and thawing. Next, we are going to see retarders. Retarding admixtures are used to delay the rate of setting time of concrete. High temperature of fresh concrete are often that cause an increased rate of hydration that makes difficult to place the concrete. One of the most practical methods which is used to reduce the temperature of concrete by adding of a cooling water or aggregates. Retarders do not delay the initial temperature of concrete. The bleeding rate and bleeding capacity of concrete is increased with addition of retarders. Let's see the effect of retarders on special concrete. To offset the accelerating on hot weather on special concretes. Next one, to delay the initial setting time of concrete or grout when unusual conditions occur on the placement of concretes, such as cementing oil walls, placing of concrete on large piers and foundations, or pumping grout or concrete over considerable distance. Next, third one, the delay of set of special finishing techniques such as exposed concrete surfaces. Now see water reducer. Water reducer admixtures are used to reduce the quantity of water mixing to produce the concrete of certain slump and reduction of water cement ratio, reduction of cement content and increase the workability. It is classified into plasticers and superplasticers. Let's see plasticers. The combination of organic substance and combination of organic substance or inorganic substance which causes the reduction of water content for a given workability. We called it as plasticers. Materials used for plasticers as lignosulfides, sulfonates and hydrocarbons, salt, polyglycol ester, hydroxylated carbolic acid, carbohydrates. Out of this material, sodium, calcium and ammonium lignosulfates are used as most popular material. The amount of plasticers may varies from 0.1 to 0.4% by the weight of cement. At the constant workability, the dosage of plasticers for 0.1 to 0.4%, which is expected from 5 to 15%, increases the strength of concrete. Let's see effect of plasticers on concrete properties. To achieve the higher strength by decreasing the water cement ratio, to decrease the heat of hydration on mass concrete, to increase the higher workability, so which is used to placing the concrete in inaccessible conditions. It is reducing the water content more than 5% but not less than 15%. Let's see superplasticer. The admixtures capable of reducing the water content by 30%, we call it as superplasticer. At the given water cement ratio and water content for the mix, The dispersion action of superplasticizer increases the workability from 75 mm to 200 mm. The mix remains cohesive. The resultant concrete can be placed with little or no compaction and it is not subjected to any bleeding or segregation. The materials used for superplasticizers are sulfonated melamine, sulfonated naphthalene, modified lignosulfates and carbohydrates. Let's see the effect of superplasticizer on concrete. It reduces the cement content by lower water cement ratio. It improves the workability of concrete with lower water cement ratio. It reduces permeability. It gives more rapid rate of development of strength of concrete and increased long-term strength. Let's see waterproofer. Waterproofing admixtures are the porous material that is used in the concrete that have the ability to absorb water and waterborne contaminants. Hydrophobic and pore blocking ingredients react with the product of cement hydration process to produce the hydrophobic materials that resist the external water and decreasing the absorption of water into the concrete. Waterproofers are polymer modified cementitious membrane, polyurethane membrane, injection grouting, bituminous membrane, ethyl propylene dyne membrane and PVC membrane. Now let's see effect of waterproofer on concrete. It reduces either the surface absorption of concrete and it gives the passage of water into the hardened state. It reduces the size, number and continuity of the capillary pore structure. Sometimes it blocking the of capillary pore structures. It gives the lining of the capillary pores and to prevent the seepage of water. Let's move into the mineral admixtures. Mineral admixtures are the natural pozzolana or industrial byproduct that is commonly used in concrete to replace of cement or sand. The mineral admixtures are fly ash, silica fume, ground granulated blast furnace slag, metakaolin, etc. Let's see about fly ash. Fly ash is the finely divided residue resulting from the combustion of powdered coal. The use of fly ash, which is not only extend the technical advantage in the concrete of properties but also contribute to the environmental pollution control. As per ASTM, that is American Standard for Testing of Materials, the fly ash classified into two classes. One is Class F and another one is Class C. Class F fly ash are normally produced from burning of anthracite or bituminous coal. It has the 5% of calcium oxide. It has pozzolana properties only. And another one is Class C. Class C fly ash normally produced from lignite or subbituminous coal. It has calcium oxide in excess of 10%. It has both pozzolana and cementitious property. Let's see the effect of fly ash on the properties of fresh concrete. Use of right quality of fly ash results in the reduction in water content for desired slump. Fly ash is not highly reactive, but it reduces the heat of hydration with the replacement of cement with fly ash, and also it reduced the bleeding, drying shrinkage and a unit water content. Next one, effect of fly ash on hardened concrete. It contributes more high strength of concrete due to the pozzolana activity. It reduces the water permeability and gas permeability. It increases the resistance against the steel corrosion and sulfate attacks. Next one, silica fume. Silica fume is also called as microsilica or condensed silica. It is a product resulting from the reduction in the high quality quartz with coal in an electric arc furnace in the manufacturing of silicon or ferrosilica alloy. Silica fume oxidized and vapor. It cools, condenses and collected in cloth bag. It is further processed to reduce the control size of particle and remove the impurities. It is a airborne material like fly ash. It has spherical in shape. It is the less than 1 mm micron in shape and the average diameter of about 0.1 micron. Next one, effect of silica fume on properties of fresh concrete. It increases in water demand. It leads the lower slump value. It makes the fresh concrete sticky and hard to handle. It increases the heat of hydrations on mass concrete. Next one, effect of silica fume on hardened properties of concrete. Modulus of elasticity of silica fume concrete is less. It improves the durability of concrete when less amount of silica fume in concrete but increases in expansion. Next one is ground granulated blast furnace slag. GGBS is a non-metallic product consists of a silicates and aluminates of calcium and other bases. A molten slag is rapidly chilled by water to form a greasy sand like granular material. Further, the granular material is ground into less than 45 micron and the specific surface area about 400 to 600 kg per meter square. Next one, effect of GGBS on fresh and hardened concrete. For fresh concrete, it reduced the water content and to obtain the same slump, and water used in concrete is not immediately lost, and then it reduced the bleeding. For hardened concrete, it reduced the heat of hydration and refinement of pore structures, and it gives more resistance to chemical and acid attack, and it reduced the permeability against the external agencies. Continuity of pozzolana reactivity of concrete develops more strength of concrete. Next one is metakaolin. A high reactive metakaolin is made by water processing to remove unreactive impurities to make 100% reactive pozzolana. Such a product which is white or cream in color, purified and thermally activated. Effects of metakaolin in fresh and hardened concretes are the water demand will be reduced, and then it reduces the heat of hydration, it reduces the bleeding, and it gives more resistance to chemical and sulfate attack. Let's come to an end of the session. Hope you all understand about the admixtures in concrete. In the upcoming video lecture, we are going to see about concrete mix design. Thank you.